But anyways, man, what's good, YouTube, man? This is your boy Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy. Before you end up like Beezy, man, make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. But Jeffrey Epstein, the documentary of Jeffrey Epstein, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. I don't know who the freak bro is. I'm gonna keep it a Beezy. You know what I mean? I don't know who the freak bro is. I just been seeing his freaking name everywhere, bro. I remember, bro, when I was riding back from church, and bro, I seen people across a bridge having his name up. It says something about Jeffrey Epstein. I'm like, who the freak is bro? Why the freak do I keep seeing Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein? I'm not even on social media. You know what I'm saying? I mean, YouTube and all that, but I don't look at YouTube like it's social media, but I'm just saying, like, who the freak is Epstein? Like, was he some type of terrorist? You know what I mean? Why is everybody that was involved with Epstein is just a bad person? Because freaking the Giants owner was involved with Epstein. His name was in the Epstein files. So I've been wondering, like, dang, if you was involved with bro, that's the reason why we've been losing all them games? Because we got an owner that's been with Jeffrey Epstein. So he invite children to party on an island. That's crazy. So he was, oh man. You know what I mean? So basically people that was involved with him was involved with that. You know what I mean? Inviting children to party. You know what I mean? All that. Is he a good person, a bad person? Look, man, at the end of the day, I'm finna get into this documentary. One thing I don't do is judge anybody. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I feel like we all bad people. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you only good because God make you good. But other than that, like I said, man, you got to look at everything how God look at it, man. How God look at murder and lie. God look at every sin like it's the same, bro. I told y'all humans put murder and humans put, certain sins above others. But once you start understanding, like, dang, bro, God look at every sin like it's the same. He look at murder and lying just like it's the same. Everything, sexual morality, look at it the same. You feel me? So it's like, for me being an imperfect human being and me being a sinful human being, bro, I just don't judge anybody. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to speak bad about you at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because who am I to speak about you? I'm not God. I'm not Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sinful person. I think about wicked and evil things all the time. You know what I'm saying? Who am I? Me? You know what I'm saying? You? That's how you got to look at it. You judging Jeffrey Epstein? You? Of all the things that come across your mind, you? Of what you done? See, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people, people these days, man, hypocrites, man. They're such hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? And hypocrites, that mean you have a problem with somebody else doing it the whole time you doing it. You know what I mean? So when it comes to sin, right? Okay, Jeffrey Epstein, yeah, he's sin, right? But his sin is public. Your sin is private. But yet, that's being a hypocrite, bro. You judging somebody as being a hypocrite. You judging him for his sins, but the whole time you sin as well. You know what I mean? But your problems isn't public. Your problems is private. So you try to act like you this good person, but in reality, you're not. What if we knew about your problems? What if people knew about what you done? You know what I'm saying? Would you be so almighty and high now? No, the freak you won't. I promise you, there's some people in this freaking chat, that people that's watching me, that did the most outrageous thing and nobody know about it but you. You know what I'm saying? What if we knew about what you did? What if we knew about what you think about? You know what I'm saying? You know what you think about. What if we knew about that? You know what I mean? But you got the nerve to be in comment sections judging people. An imperfect human being. You ain't good. If you ain't got God, you ain't good. The only reason I'm good is because of God, bro. When I ain't had God, I wasn't good. I wasn't a good person. Nothing about me good, bro. You think you good. That's the difference. That's why a lot of y'all can go to hell. Because our good is not God's good. You thinking, oh, I'm just this good person. I'm so good. Whole time God like, man, depart from me. I never knew you. Who was you? You think you good. That's a difference. So many people that think they good and you're not. You good in the eyes of the world, but in the eyes of God, you ain't good. Remember that. Those who judge will be judged. Just shut up when it comes to people. Just shut up. Just look.
A year ago, a friend of mine told me about Jeffrey. She said, she was helping him find growth.
She told me about this guy I was short on rent 1 month, and she told me that all I had to do was give him a massage and he would give me $200. Everybody was like trying to make money, and at the time I had 2 jobs, I guess.
Let me hear this.
Everybody was like trying to make money, and at the time I had 2 jobs, I guess.
So you sold your soul? You know what I'm saying? I had to hear this. So you sold your soul? So basically you sold your soul for money. So basically you knew what you were getting into and then you just went anyways? So basically you sold I had 2 times and I did this for money. So basically you sold your soul. You know what I mean? You sold your soul for money. They sold your soul. So basically you chose to go there. Your friend told you about this, and so it's like, okay, it's not like he, you know what I mean? I'm just speaking of what the victim said. We're going to go back to what the victim said. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he ain't doing nothing to other people. I'm speaking about these victims that's talking. By the sounds of it, it sounds like you sold your soul. Because your friend told you that, you know, if you gave him a massage, he'd give you $200. So warned you. He told you beforehand. You still went and did it. Same thing about victim number 4. You know what I mean? You had 2 jobs and you seen that he was giving you a lot of money. So you chose to go, you know what I mean, and do those things for money. So basically, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein is Jeffrey Epstein, but you had a part to do with that too. You sold your soul. So just because he had a lot of money, that means you was going to do the things he said do? You know,
about this guy I was short on rent 1 month.
See, look, I want y'all to hear what she's saying. I was short on rent 1 month.
She told me about this guy I was short on rent 1 month, and she told me that all I had to do was give him a massage and he would give me $200. Everybody was like trying to make money, and at the time I had 2 jobs, I guess.
He asked me to have sex with him.
How did he approach you with that?
He just kind of told me what to do.
That was like 2 years ago or so.
About 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Was it when you first met him? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 17.
Preserving the innocence of children is one of the most important responsibilities we carry as adults. Purposely failing children in any way is not an option. And yet there are some in society who have chosen to blatantly disregard this responsibility, using whatever means they have at their disposal to lure children into a life which they should never have been exposed. As we allege today, Jeffrey Epstein is one of those people.
Believe women! Believe women! Believe women! Believe women! Believe women!
Okay, so I'm going to speak on this. You know what I'm saying? Because things happen to women, of course. You know what I mean? Things happen to women. It's a lot of women that get done dirty. It's a lot of women that get done bad. We know this. But it's also a lot of y'all that be lying. You know what I mean? And I'm going to speak on that. Believe women. Yeah, I believe some of you women for sure. But like when it comes to Bill Cosby's, you know what I mean? When it comes to certain situations, when it comes to the Kobe Bryant situations, when it comes to the Deshaun Watsons, the Tuckers, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to them situations, I feel like some of you women be lying, man. It's crazy how, and this is just the reality, it's crazy how a woman can come out and say anything about me and everybody gonna believe it. You know how much, bro, do you know how much weight a woman's word holds in America? Woman can come out tomorrow and say that I raped her, and y'all gonna believe her. Whole time she lied. Whole time this girl that said I raped her, you know what I mean, wanted to have sex with me. You know what I mean? It was both. She wanted to. But she come out and say, man, rape. Y'all gonna believe her? Jay's a rapist. I can't believe Jay did this. Just that easy. You know how many women that destroy men's careers over just saying they raped them? So yeah, it's some women that get messed over. I know that for surely. Not gonna act like that. But it's some of y'all women that be lying, boy. Know what I'm saying? Straight up.
What are you scared of?
That maybe he's gonna do something.
That's why when it comes to me, bro, I just sit back and watch. I don't speak on nothing I ain't got knowledge over. I just sit back and watch. I hear, okay, I don't believe none. If I don't know for sure, Leoli, I sit back and watch. I'm just enjoying the documentary, man. I don't know nothing. I don't trust humans. I don't believe in humans.
Epstein was born in 1953, the eldest of 3 children, to a working-class family in Brooklyn, in the gated community of Seagate. His mother was a school aide, and his father was a gardener and groundskeeper,
Yeah,
working for New York City's Department
gotta
of
see
Parks
about
and
Jeffrey
Recreation.
Epstein.
He showed promise early on in school and was considered sweet and nerdy by his peers, who he would tutor to help make money on the side.
See, hearing your name too much, bro. Gotta see who the freak you were. Yeah, I be seeing
In
you around there.
1969, Epstein graduated from high school 2 years early, where he would then attend Cooper Union College until transferring to NYU in 1971, where he would leave without a degree in 1974.
Bro, college folks look like they 40 years old back then. A freak.
Epstein was hired as a maths and physics teacher at the prestigious Dalton School, a private school in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, the same year he left NYU. The principal at the time, Donald Barr, the father of former Attorney General William Barr, and the author of the book Space Relations, a sci-fi novel about a planet ruled by oligarchs who engage in child sex slavery and depravity out of boredom and their absolute power.
Crazy.
Barr Sr. also served as part of the Office of Strategic Services from 1942 to 1945 during the Second World War. The OSS was a precursor to the CIA and was the first intelligence agency of the United States. In his time at Dalton School, Epstein was said to be strange and unorthodox in his teaching method and how he dressed, wearing low-cut tops or undoing his top buttons to show his chest. He would give extra attention to the female students at Dalton, even allegedly turning up uninvited to parties that students would throw out of school hours.
Bro was turning
Students
up.
from Dalton at the time
Bro was going to student parties. Oh my God.
have later recalled this strange
What
behavior,
the freak?
but there was never any official complaint or investigation made of Epstein's behavior at the time. During his 2-year tenure at the school, Epstein was introduced to Alan Greenberg, the CEO of Bear Stearns, an investment bank and brokerage firm. Greenberg's children were students at Dalton, so an introduction was made. Epstein was let go from Dalton in 1976 due to poor performance. Greenberg offered Epstein a job at Bear Stearns effective immediately, beginning Epstein's trajectory up the social ladder of New York City. After 4 years at Bear Stearns, Epstein was made a limited partner of the firm. Usually, it takes anywhere between 10 to 15 years of employment in a banking firm to become partner. And the individual would have to have years of experience in the financial sector.
Because of who you know, right? Because of who you know, huh?
Epstein had none of these. A year after making partner, Epstein was asked to leave the firm amidst rumors of irregularities in his company expense account, an alleged affair with a secretary, and insider trading.
It's an occupational disease down here. I mean, it's been going on since the stock exchange's inception.
I don't think it's a really good idea, but it's going on quite a bit, and it's probably going to be very difficult to regulate it.
I hope it's really not as widespread as some people believe.
Epstein quietly left in 1981, but remained extremely friendly with Greenberg and the company, being a valued client of Bear Stearns until its collapse in the 2008 market crash. Throughout the 80s, Epstein would go on to make waves in the financial sector, becoming a name and someone important amongst the New York elite and socialites.
Mr. Trump.
Epstein built his brand on privacy and exclusivity. The extent of his reach and who he directly worked with is still no clearer years after his death, but we do know some. Arguably the most integral part of Epstein's wealth and access to the rich and powerful is Les Wexner. Wexner is the co-founder and chairman of Bath & Body Works Incorporated that specialized in acquiring retail stores. In the early 80s, it acquired Victoria's Secret for $1 million, and later in the decade, acquired Abercrombie & Fitch for $46 million. Wexner met Epstein in 1987 and hired him as his financial manager. Wexner became the first client of Epstein's money management firm, setting Epstein's precedent of only working with clients worth $1 billion and more. In 1991, Wexner granted Epstein power of attorney of all of his assets, meaning Epstein had full access to Wexner's funds and took ownership of his $77 million New York townhouse for nothing, which became one of the several properties that Epstein would sexually abuse and traffic underage girls. Wexner cut public ties with Epstein between 2007 and 2008 after his first arrest in Palm Beach, Florida. Epstein was able to brand himself as the go-to financial fixer for all the monetary needs of the elite in New York, on and off the record. He ingratiated himself in the most exclusive and private social circles, where he would cross paths with someone special. A twin flame, someone that had the same thing inside them. A hunger for power, a hunger for more, a hunger that could never be filled. In 1991, Ghislaine Maxwell came into Epstein's life, and with that, their fates were sealed.
And then she thanked friends at home.
I also want to...
You say Obama wanted them too? Do you know that for certain, or you just going off something you heard? No, I told you I'm a man of integrity, bro. One thing about me, I'm a man of integrity. I don't believe on speaking on things I have no clue of. So if I have no clue of anything, and it's just a reality, bro. If I have no clue of anything, I just don't speak on anything. But you know, a lot of y'all some sheep. So I say get off social media. Because I can promise you, Michael, look me dead in my eyes when I'm talking to you. I'm not going to drop my head at all. You don't know Obama. You don't know what's going on. I can promise you all you do, and I don't know you from a can of paint, all you do is sit your butt on TikTok, Instagram, and look at what people say. And the people that you're listening to got that from somebody else. And then guess what? They got that from somebody else. You do not know what the heck you're talking about. Y'all be so confident about speaking about things that you have no clue of. You are a regular person. We are regular people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to keep it real, Michael. I can probably say your life. You wake up, brush your teeth, go to work, or, you know what I mean, go to school. You know, but you're not in that inner circle to be speaking on that. So the thing I'm trying to teach people is stop speaking on things you're not knowledgeable of, because at the end of the day, you're only going to look like a fool. Only a fool speak on things he's not knowledgeable of. You know, things that I know I can speak on, but I don't know Obama from a can of paint. I don't know what the heck Obama do. Is Obama around me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not around Obama. I've never seen Obama a day in my life. I don't know Obama. I know of Obama. You see how I just worded that? I don't know Obama. I know of him. Just like you don't know me, you know of me. You don't be around me at all. You never see me a day in your life. But yet you were trying to make it seem like you know me. The whole time I could be a completely different person off camera. You know? So that's all I'm saying. It's just about maturity and about growing up. You don't know about anything. Just sit back and just watch. You know what I mean? At least that's what I used to do when I was on social media. But I told you, social media made for brain rots. So you're going to continue being a freaking brain rot until you delete TikTok, until you delete Instagram, until you delete Facebook. You're going to continue being a brain rot, and you're going to continue being a sheep. The social media is made for sheeps and brain rots. You know, every time I was on TikTok, it was a war. Every time I was on TikTok, it was something. I can bet you it's World War III right now on TikTok. But you look around in real life, no World War III is going on. Social media isn't real, brother. Stop speaking on things you don't know of, man.
Take this opportunity.
You hear me, Michael?
To thank all the many hundreds of
Michael, do you hear me?
Who have sent messages of support to us at this very, very sad time.
Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under tea. Oh my God, that right there was crazy. I want y'all to hear I want y'all to read what that just said. Looks like the innocent flower, but the serpent under tea. One thing I started understanding when it came to human beings, you know, I had to start looking at humans how God look at humans. You know what I'm saying? It says the Lord detests those whose hearts are perverse, but delights in those whose ways are blameless. So I had to understand. I'm like, okay, so God don't look at the outside appearance like everybody does. He look at the inside. Once I start understanding, I start looking at the world and start looking at people just like God look at them. I'm like, okay, the way you are on the outside is not truly how you are. So I realized another scripture, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. So I started doing like this. Instead of talking so much, I just started looking at people. And me looking at people really showed me like who you are. You could know about a person without even speaking to them. Yeah, you can act like you this person on the outside, but in the inside, you a completely different person. I can act like I'm a supportive person. I can act like I'm a nice person, but in the inside, I'm a hell raiser. So y'all start understanding that about people. I just had to go and say that because this right here was crazy. Looks like an innocent flower, but be the serpent under the tea. Just because a person portrays to be something on the outside, it's not who they truly are. It's a facade. How they are is really in the inside. That's why I say that's how it is with social media. You know what I'm saying? On social media, that's how people truly are. How they be talking crazy and hating and jealous. That's them inside. That's them. And the outside is a facade. Whole time go out here walking around like they so real. Go around here walking around like they so in the outside. But get on social media, the most freaking vindictive, hateful, jealous person ever. Because social media is how you are on the inside. In real life, it's just a facade. I don't judge people how you are on the inside. I don't want to hear what you say. I look at your actions.
Ghislaine was born in 1961.
Look at a person's actions.
She was once a British socialist.
F they words.
Now she is a convicted sex offender and trafficker of underage girls and young women.
See this?
Unlike Epstein, Ghislaine was born into the ruling class. She grew up in a 53-room mansion in Oxfordshire, with most of her life and career being handed to her by her father, Robert Maxwell.
Thought you were going to be?
No, I have not ever been compromised, but I have on 2 occasions in Moscow had my telephone number tapped.
I cannot have imposed on me conditions.
The government might seek to impose some.
Let them try.
You would resist that?
I said, let them try. I mean, you know, if the government has something to say to me, it knows where I live.
I met Mr. Epstein in 1991. I'd never heard of him or met him before, and no one in my family had ever either. My father never knew him, and I'll explain why that is the case. And so sometime in 1991 now, we're in 1991, I met him at his offices on Madison Road. And I think the most memorable thing I can think about that is he was wearing a tie, which he didn't often get. It had a giant next month it kept staying with it. So I was like, wow, okay. In 1991, before my father died, he asked me if I'd met anybody interesting or whatever, you know, because I was still trying not to be sucked back into the family business. And I told him that I had met Mr. Epstein, and the reason why I shared that I'd met Mr. Epstein because I believed at that time that Epstein worked for Bear Stearns, and Bear Stearns was one of our banks. He called both Jimmy Kane and Ace Greenberg to ask what sort of guy he was and was he even allowed to. Because
they never met.
He didn't even know
they had.
So he rang Ace and he rang Jimmy to ask if it was okay that I even knew him. My father told me he's fine. You can see him.
Yeah.
He's safe.
Okay.
Well, okay.
So we might come back and touch a little bit more on that at some point.
At the beginning of the 90s, just before his death, Maxwell acquired New York Daily News and sent Ghislaine as his emissary to New York City. Along with working at publications owned by her father and meeting his inner circle, Ghislaine had direct access to the most important people in the US and Britain.
I'd moved to America briefly I'd moved to America in 1990.
You folks be looking so soulless, bro. Bro. Folks be looking so soulless. Make no sense how soulless these folks be looking.
I'd moved to America in
like, bro.
1990.
No way you this soulless.
I had also been working for my father. So in 1990, I had come over to New York. She helped look at some of that. She was having some advertising issues with the New York Daily News. And in fact, I may have met Donald Trump at that time because my father was friendly with him and liked him very much. And I think it should be said that he also very much liked Ivana because she was also from Czechoslovakia, where my dad was from. So I don't remember if I did meet him or not in 1990 with my dad, but I knew that that's how I knew about Mr. Trump.
And this was.
There are different accounts of how and when Ghislaine met Epstein, but by 1993, they were officially associated together, and they shared a romantic relationship. Epstein's wealth and Ghislaine's contacts meant that nothing and no one was off limits to them, in business and in their personal life. The two dominated the New York scene. Ghislaine was the face of the duo, constantly making public appearances at exclusive events and surrounding herself with notable figures, while Epstein took a backseat, never constantly being in the spotlight, but always nearby. But Epstein's time in the shadows was about to be challenged, where the sick truth of his character was brought into the light.
About a year ago, a friend of mine told me about Jeffrey. She said, she was helping him find girls.
She told me about this guy I was short on rent 1 month, and she told me that all I had to do was give him a massage and he would give me $200.
How did you meet Mr. Epstein?
They're a friend.
Through a friend?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell me from the beginning on how you met him?
Who is this friend?
Okay.
Who a friend? It seems like victim 1 through victim 4 is meeting them through friends. Who is this friend? You know what I mean? Because obviously this isn't a friend if she's setting you up for these kind of acts. You know what I mean? So who is this friend that victim 1, victim 2, victim 3, and victim 4 talking about? You know what I mean? Because I don't think she's a friend.
It was something in high school. Everybody was like
a friend. Like what friend?
And at the time I had 2 jobs, I guess. No, it's like
I'm not a friend. Who this friend is? Who is
about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When you first met him? Okay.
Yeah. And then I was 17.
What it is?
In March 2005, Police in Palm Beach, Florida, opened a criminal investigation on Epstein after a 14-year-old girl's parents alleged that he had paid to massage him and that during the massage, he sexually assaulted her. Several underage girls, many being high school students, would corroborate Epstein's MO of asking for a massage before trying to molest or coerce the girls into sex acts. Federal prosecutors would later say that the allegations of abuse dated back to 2002.
I don't know how to say it.
On his chest area?
His chest, yeah.
Okay. During the time that you're massaging him on his chest, is he touching himself?
Yeah.
Okay. Explain that to me. Can you?
Well, you know, you start getting a little excited about it, and he started touching himself, and I told him stop, and that was it.
Like, touch him first with the thing himself.
Did he ever take out any toys?
Yes. There was just one. He had a massager thing, as he liked to call it.
He would use it on me, but it wasn't like there wasn't no entering of anything.
Okay.
And then when he started pleasing himself, he got up and he went over to a drawer and he pulled out this vibrator thing, and then he pulled down my panties, and then he started, it was just like this, it was like a stick with this knob thing on it.
Would he be just touching himself? Would he be masturbating?
He would masturbate.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't like thinking back on this, so...
Palm Beach law enforcement charged Epstein with several charges of sexual activity with a minor. The state attorney at the time, Barry Krishna, referred the case to a grand jury.
Holy crap.
A Palm Beach County grand jury indicted Epstein on a single state felony charge of soliciting prostitution.
Right.
After the initial verdict, the Palm Beach Police Department's chief and lead investigator criticized how the case was handled and accused State Attorney Krishna of giving Epstein special treatment. Palm Beach County then directed the investigation to a nearby FBI field office, claiming the indictment did not reflect the totality of Epstein's conduct, and the FBI began their investigation of Epstein in mid-2006. But for a year, Epstein's lawyers, headed by Alan Dershowitz, engaged in talks with the U.S. Attorney in Miami at the time, Alexander Acosta. Acosta, Dershowitz, and the rest of Epstein's legal counsel drafted a plea bargain that would allow Epstein to avoid federal prosecution, and argued that his accusers were all unreliable witnesses who were trying to extort Epstein.
How old would you say he is?
17, I think.
Okay.
In 2008, the U.S. Attorney's Office offered to end its investigation if Epstein pled guilty to 2 state charges, agreed to accept a prison term, register as a sex offender for life, and set up a way for his victims to obtain monetary damages. Epstein pled guilty to state charges: 1 count of soliciting prostitution and 1 count of soliciting prostitution from someone under the age of 18. He was sentenced to 18 months in jail.
Let me ask you a question about the age of the masseuses over the years.
Tried to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all justice only exists when it comes to middle class and the poor. I try to tell y'all that. It's not even surprising to me. American justice system, that's how America is. That's all I be like, bro, it's funny how y'all really trust America. It's hilarious. Y'all trust America to give fair justice when it comes to the rich. That is hilarious to me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trust America. Trusting America is funny. You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious. So him getting 18 months, that don't matter. Diddy getting, 3 years? Don't matter, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That right there, you know what I'm saying, it's not surprising to me. Not. Everybody be surprised. What, Diddy got 3 years? Epstein got 18 months? What? Whole time looking back, that's the America way. Told y'all it only matters, you know what I mean, to the, justice. Let somebody would have had this. Let a poor person or a middle class person would have had these charges. Would have been below the jail. Probably would have got a death penalty, you know what I'm saying? But justice only in America justice only, you know what I'm saying, you know, matters to the middle class and the poor. You know?
I think in my mind, there's a difference between you knowing or not knowing that a masseuse is under the age of 18.
Bro, these folks' eyes be big as heck, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at every picture, eyes be big, look completely soulless. I'm gonna keep it real with you, boy.
And coming to give a massage, and you knowing that Mr. Epstein, you know, sexually abused the underage person or made her strip or something like that. Meaning, and I want to understand whether you believe that nobody that came to give massages, none of the women were under 18, or that you didn't focus on their age, but you were more focused on whether any underage woman was abused by him.
I think it's better to answer this question with corroborating evidence.
So that right there is part 1 of the video. You know, I mean, your boy Jay will be out. You know what I'm saying? Part 2 will come tomorrow. So now I got a deeper understanding of who Jeffrey Epstein is. Cause like I said, man, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, hey, whatever your name is, 2-War Eagle, man, shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying, man, like I was saying, bro, talking about can you get a freaking hug? I'm sorry, chat, y'all probably can't see him. You know, my Twitch chat isn't up right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I was saying, man, I was just like, I'm like, bro, who is this Epstein cat, bro? Nah, man, I'm like, I'm seeing this man everywhere. I'm like, I don't have Instagram, I ain't got Facebook, I ain't got TikTok, I ain't got none of the above. Got YouTube, okay, cool, but I don't even be looking at, I be looking at movie clips and stuff. So it's like me seeing him, bro, it's like, dang. It's like, you know, like, bro getting talked about heavily. If I keep seeing bro everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, who the freak is this Epstein cat? So I'm like, I gotta do a documentary. I gotta do something. You know what I mean? So now I got a clear understanding of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So basically the people that's involved with you had some, see, look, Epstein's secret girlfriend hidden in DOJ files. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang. You know what I mean? Trump, I'm hearing Trump with Epstein, you know, the Giants owner has something to do with Epstein and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, godly, man, what's going on? You know what I mean? How many people was involved with this man? You feel me? But anyways, man, yeah, man, make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my